The Balkans, a powder keg just waiting for a spark. Hey everybody, welcome to the show, it's me. And we're going to start today with our favorite topic, the Balkans, specifically Kosovo, Serbia, flashpoint for World War III, maybe not. But some renewed hostilities there. Is it a sign of things to come? We'll talk about that in a minute. Also, we've got news from the front lines of the war in Ukraine. How is Zelensky doing? How is Putin doing? We'll find out in just a minute. But first, let's go to the Balkans because Kosovo, Serbia, is once again a tinderbox. Now, there have been these protests in northern Kosovo by mostly Serbs, saying they want independence from the government in Pristina. And now there are reports that Belgrade is sending weapons and ammunition to those protesters, and also that Russia has sent weapons and ammunition to the Serbs in Kosovo. And this has caused the NATO peacekeepers who are stationed in Kosovo to move into the north in order to prevent any kind of outbreak of violence. So the tinderbox, as I said, is being heated up once again in Kosovo. Now this all started a couple weeks ago when the government in Kosovo said they were going to crack down on illegal weapons. Well, the Serbs in the north protested saying, hey, wait a minute. We have weapons, and we're not giving them up. This led to clashes with the Kosovo police. And then the government in Pristina said, hey, wait a minute. We're going to move in, and we're going to crack down on these guys. So they started moving special forces into the north. The Serbs said, okay, we're going to block the roads. You're not getting through. And then came the reports that Belgrade was sending weapons and ammunition to the Serbs in Kosovo. So that caused the NATO peacekeepers to move up. They're trying to keep the peace there. I think what we have to look at here is why are the Russians interested in the Balkans right now? And why are the Chinese interested in the Balkans right now? And I don't think it has anything to do with Kosovo. I think it has everything to do with the Three Seas initiative and the desire by the countries of the European Union, NATO countries, to keep the Russians out. Because remember, the Three Seas initiative is about keeping the Russians out. It's about energy independence from the Russians. It's about getting the Chinese out of Europe as much as possible. So I don't think the Kosovo situation is a coincidence. I think that is being manipulated by both NATO and Russia. And I think that there is an attempt here by Russia to push the NATO peacekeepers out of the Balkans. I mean, there have been many times over the years where Moscow has accused the West of using the pretext of peacekeeping in order to really exercise hegemony over the region. And so I think we're seeing a renewed attempt by the Russians to push the NATO peacekeepers out of the Balkans. And I think that if they can cause enough chaos in Kosovo, that might be the weak link. That might be the place where they can cause enough problems. We've seen how it's gone in places like Afghanistan, in places like Iraq. The NATO countries are spread thin. And I think that the Russians know that they're going to have the ability to cause some real problems there. So we'll see how it goes. But I don't think it's a coincidence that we're seeing this renewed fighting in Kosovo, that we're seeing the Russians allegedly supplying weapons to the Serbs there, that we're seeing the NATO peacekeepers moving in. All of that, I think, is no coincidence. Last thing I'll say on this, if this does spark into a larger conflict, remember, you heard it here first. Kosovo, Serbia will become the first new war of the great power conflict. It will be the first new theater that could potentially spark a wider war. So, we'll see if it goes in that direction. But certainly, the tinderbox is being heated up. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the latest from the front lines in Ukraine. What is Zelensky doing? How is Putin doing? And we've got some interesting developments there. Stick with us. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this.